You definitely clicked on this video because of the title. You want the answer? You're gonna have to watch the video to find out. Hello everyone, my name is Broboy and welcome to my first Survivor analysis where I review my games to explain the thought process in order to help EXE and Survivor mains look inward to make better decisions. Today's analysis video is going to be mostly for executioners from a Survivor's perspective. Today's game was a very special one. I remember going through my comments on my last videos, and I had people say that it would be nice if I could do some Survivor games. Unfortunately, I feel like Survivor games are not as interesting, especially because it depends on the Survivor I end up playing. An example, I could play Sonic where you guys would see so much action because I would be doing my best to save people and make great plays, or I could play Eggman and you'll see me standing around most of the game because the killer wouldn't want to chase me and then only showing you master plan LMS clips. Now, I will still make LMS analysis. Unfortunately, with everyone disabling their EXE chance, I usually get Survivor once every blue moon. Enough about the rant, let's get into the meat. There's gonna be two questions in this video, one now and one later. Survivors, what do you consider a good game? Like, how the flow of the game goes. For me, it's when the EXE is really good at their job, whether that's tunneling, whether that's just getting everyone. I like that a lot because it challenges me to work better with my team in order to achieve a victory. Also, on the flip side of that, if my team isn't playing very well and I'm playing by myself, I like to rely on my personal knowledge to break down the killer's bad habits and try to do it myself. That is actually something that might show up today. So, the story of the day is that I had a killer who I assume was not happy about the match prior to this match. Here, I'll show you why.
I am God.
So after that match is when this match began. As you guys see, it wasn't really anything big. Nothing happened. I thought it would be a normal match, but then the killer started making crazy decisions all game. Now, granted, I was playing a strong character, but if it was a better executioner that I was going against, they would have noticed that I was uncatchable. So I ask you, what is targeting? Well, stay tuned. Before we begin this video, I would really appreciate it if you leave a like. These videos do take a lot of time, but I love to provide this knowledge to fellow players, especially with version 0.2 coming around the corner. Unfortunately, I was not able to upload last week due to a family emergency, but I'm hoping to get this ball back rolling. Also, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you can receive notifications of more of my content, especially these Outcome Memories videos. We're almost on our way to 5,000 subscribers, and you should subscribe because it's free and it shows that you believe in my content and that you want me to make more videos, especially when the new killers and survivors come out. Thank you all so much for the overwhelming support you have given me for my videos. If you've never seen my videos, I suggest clicking on the little box at the top right where you can start the journey from the beginning.
Warning, if it seems like the robot's crashing out, it's because his programming makes him very passionate about this game. I wouldn't take it too personally though, I just believe he wants us all to get better at the game as a collective. But, with that being said, we can get back to the video.
It'll always catch up to you. So, we started the game going in. Boom. First thing we get is our cards. If you don't know, Amy has a card system. This card system determines her stats throughout the game. So, with that being said, let's get into these stats. These cards by themselves are pretty good things. Knuckles, the strength being able to stun for a long time is really excellent. And the world being able to, as you know, you're able to see everyone, meaning you can predict where the killer is and find your team and help your team. That's a wonderful strength. However, just because you can find your team, if you are very slow, it kind of doesn't mean anything. And just like how if you stun the killer, you are also very, very slow, meaning it's difficult to run away. I decide to re-roll here because while this is cool and great for intel in the beginning of the game, which I do get, there are better cards I can get. See, I can see where the killer is. I see Sonic over here. I see Knuckles above me, and boom, we have 2 new cards in the fray. So we have the Emperor here, and we have the Fool. This combination is crazy good. Why? The Emperor gives you a damage reduction, meaning you take less damage on hit, and it also gives you a movement speed of 2. We'll say like 2 studs. I'm not sure about Roblox, but just know you move 2 faster. You move 2 faster than you normally would. Then the Fool allows you to move 1.5. So now you're moving 3.5 faster. The only downside to the Fool card is that the Fool makes your stuns less potent instead of being strong. Because of that, it means we have way less stuns, but we outpace every other character in the game right now. That sounds a little bad because the killer, again, can eventually catch up to you, but you have 2 stuns that'll make it way harder for the killer to catch up to you. You have Hammer. If you use in combination of Hammer Flip, you gain a lot more distance. And you have Hammer Throw, which is a distance move. And if you chuck that hammer, it'll be harder for them to track you if you know how to lose the EXE. So this combination is crazy. It takes a bit longer to actually down you, as well as it's even harder for the EXE to catch up to you. One of the biggest advice I can give anyone, if you are ever going against the Amy that has this, if the Amy player is good, then that means you will probably need to get rage mode for her, because that is crazy. That is bad. And if they are really good, they are guaranteed to escape. They're guaranteed to probably even get LMS if they're not misplaying. It is something you don't want to deal with. It's like the equivalent of fighting Eggman, especially if she has someone defending her. If she has someone defending her with this combination, it's way worse. You will not be able to catch her. She becomes a rage mode character. That's where priority comes into play. So executioners, as y'all know, we need to have our priorities in check and pay attention to these things. There is no Eggman. It's just Sonic, Knuckles, and Metal Sonic. So with that being said, the killer would need to go for me with rage. It would not be a good idea for the killer to go after me without rage. All right. So something I also want to point out is you'll see Sonic here. I want you guys to pay attention to Sonic throughout the game. I want you guys to tell me what you think about the Sonic player and how they played. Personally, they did not help me at all. You will see. And this is a very important thing about a team game. If you ever have to deal with a killer who is doing something like this, it is why it is important to understand how to run chases and how to do it yourself. If you know someone is not going to help you or the team, or they're not playing their character to their potential, if you pick another character, be sure you know how to play this character. I usually don't play Amy. Metal Sonic is my favorite character, but that doesn't mean I don't know how to play all the other survivors. Why do we play other survivors? Because if you don't know how to play other survivors, you will have an even harder time enjoying the game or enjoying playing the game. So this Sonic here, he wasn't very much of help. And it's not just to me, it's to the whole team. Maybe he was working with the executioner. Maybe he wasn't. I'll let you guys decide that. You guys can put in chat what you guys think. But just pay attention to where he goes, because he even goes to a dead end spot. Okay, buddy. So then I start emoting, because you know that's my thing. But trickery activates. I dodge it because he flashed black, meaning that needs to jump. And I start emoting again. But this is very important. Something is happening. If you look to the right side of the screen, you can actually see the icon. You see the target icon over Metal Sonic. That means someone is in trouble. I'm free to do anything. It's the beginning of the game. But Metal Sonic being in trouble, we don't have a Tails. We don't have an Eggman, meaning his healing, like it is really hard for him to heal. He has to essentially lose the killer completely in order to gain healing. That is really, really rough. As a team, we need to do our best to protect him because his stuns are valuable. At the same time, the Metal has to be careful not to give the executioner any rage because we only have 5 minutes left and he can definitely give him rage before that happens. I like emoting. So now we're moving. We hear him get hit. We know whose punch that was, so we're not going to go into detail about it. So I'm going out. Now, when I was playing this game live, I didn't realize he had gotten hit. I wasn't paying too much attention. So I'm running out here because I'm like, oh man, I'm going to help. This is a bad play on my part. And this is why it's very, very important to just pay attention. But we lock in. All right. We got to fix our mistake. We put ourselves in a bad position because we're running straight to the killer after he just finished getting stunned. Ooh, right in front of me. Oh no, this is bad. So when I realized this happened, the most important thing you can do, there are so many options. Option one, I would say move over here because he cannot spring tech you here. And he would have to take a very long way in order to uninvis from afar without getting the boo animation. So I would stand here because he would either have to go here to get the boo animation off, in this room to get it off, or he'd have to go the other way around and get all the way up here. He could use the spring, but I don't think the spring can reach over here. So that's one place you can go. Another thing you can do is you can do what I do, which is start hammer throw and retreat. Why are we hammer throwing and why are we retreating? Because if we're far back enough in this hallway and he uninvises, we will be able to see him. Because there's only two ways he can come for me. He can come through this door or he can come to the room on the far back right of me. If you stand directly in the middle, you can be prepared for him to come, as well as you have hammer throw here, which you should not miss it because this room is very, very small. So you can already pregame and be like, okay, I know where you're coming from. Again, I wasn't paying too much attention at the time. You're going to know when I started locking in. But right here, I was like, uh-oh, I got to play it safe. I got to get this right. You know what I mean? Like, oink, oink, I'm a piggy, you know? So I'm going to retreat here. And Sonic passes me. You heard him uninvid. I wasn't listening to it, but I was paying attention because if you notice, his terror radius is still going on, which is that little aura, that music, the little boom, 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 boom that we hear. We hear from him, meaning I'm aware that he has uninvised immediately because I'm going to still hear it after he uninvised. Right there. You heard it. Because I heard it come back, even though I missed the cue, I knew that he is uninvised around me. And like I said, from this distance, if he came through that door, I would hit him because he can't pop in front of me. Again, he literally cannot pop in front of me here because I'll hit him. I will hit him and gain some kind of distance if he pops in front of me. Same if he pops behind me. Unfortunately, I'm walking back way too far because he could get me from this little room to the right. If you guys are aware how this map works, there is a room to the right over here. So I am very much aware that that is a thing. I need to be careful. So you notice I retreat immediately. See, right there, that's the room. That is the room right here. I am aware that this is the room, so I turn right back around because the killer is coming here. This is where the killer is right here. The EXE is in this room trying to come around. So I cancel my hammer throw because I don't need it. I don't need it. And I like have enough time to get it set back up. I was just using it to prep. So now that I know that that's happening, it's time to retreat. We come back in the main room. Here's Sonic walking and goofing off. And here's Metal Sonic just standing around chilling. So I go up here. I have both of my cooldowns. Metal Sonic, I don't know if he wasted a cooldown. He got hit. He's still not under that 150 threshold. Sonic, obviously, he still has his dodge ability and his cooldown. Who would the killer go for in this case? Well, the answer is, realistically, he should know who to go for because nothing has happened. There's not enough information in this game yet. Knuckles is the only character who wasted their cooldown, but as you notice, he didn't opt to go for Knuckles. That's what I would have done. Or I would have put more pressure on Metal Sonic because Metal Sonic wouldn't have been able to defend himself and Knuckles would have only had counter. Because if you go for Knuckles, remember, he went invis. So because he went invis, if he went for Knuckles, that would have been a free stun for Metal Sonic. If he went for Metal Sonic, Knuckles wouldn't have been able to hit him and it would have forced me and Sonic to come out and save him. No, that is not what the killer did. So now the killer is in this position where he has to go through 3 healthy targets who have no cooldown. So this is just testing the waters. But you hear that radius. You hear the terror radius. That means he's on me. What do you know? There is the killer. Remember how I was mentioning about Amy and the cards and how it works? And why I didn't hammer throw immediately? Because it's time to get set up. Check this out. I'm going. Let's get out of here. See, still coming for me. Look at that. Easy. So we're gone. We wasted both of our cooldowns. So this is a bad situation, but it had to happen only because I wanted to waste his time and have him behind that corner. Because he was behind that corner, he could lose me. Unfortunately, because of the tail stun, it is very weak, meaning he is not going to lose me. I have to rely on jukes or my team. That is how this combination works. If you rely on jukes, it will be very hard for the killer to get you. However, if you have a team, it's even harder for them to get you. That's why the killer will need rage. And check this out. Immediately, look at him go. So then I see the killer, but then you see Sonic just standing here. He's just walking around. I don't even know, y'all. I don't even know, honestly. This hurts. This hurts my soul. But he's just standing around watching you get chased. So I'm like, okay, surely he's going to help me. He's going to get the heat off me, right? So something about that is while this happened, because he wasted his invis essentially a little earlier, he could have used peel out here. He could have set up, or he could have not chosen to. He could have been waiting to use peel out after, the killer goes invis or waste invis. But no, Sonic is just walking around. That's fine. You deal with it. So I run past Sonic. He's here. So I realize he might be taking aggro for me. That's fine. We're just going to run past him. Yeah, so he can deal with it. He's my teammate, I don't have any way to defend myself. So you can try to help me because, we're a team and we want to win the game together. So I run past Sonic. And he's played this game. He's not new because look at his crown. So I'm like, yeah, you can deal with it. You got this. You got this, big dog. You got this. You got this. So I'm running. And then Metal Sonic comes to save the day. Great idea. Bad time. Because the killer definitely has invis. So he's just going to dodge that. And we wasted a valuable stun, which is also good for us because that's less rage meter for the killer. So this still works. So he goes invis. And I'm like, Metal Sonic just missed the stun. He can go for Metal Sonic here. He could go for me because I wasted my cooldowns, but I cycled my cooldowns correctly. So I'm going to have my cooldowns back. This is why it's important to pay attention to who you're going against, the characters that they have. There is a lot of thinking involved. And that being said, if it were me, I would have just went for Metal Sonic. So now that happened, I'm having a suspicion. Because of that first instance, I have a suspicion that the killer is probably going after me, right? So we start moving. And I'm running to Knuckles. I'm with Knuckles because Knuckles can definitely defend me here. I know Knuckles can defend me here. So why would I run away from him? Why would I run away and go hide because I have my cool? No, I'm going to stick to the person who can protect me. Survivors, if you ever get into the situation, that's why it's very important to pay attention to your team. You don't have to trust them yet. Like, again, I don't have to trust this Knuckles. I only trust this Knuckles because I saw him in the last game when I was playing against him as the EXE. I was cooking. He was cooking me. This Knuckles is good. This Knuckles is really good. He was cooking me. I was like, you got it, big dog. So obviously, I'm going to follow him. I trust him more than anyone on this team right now. Then I hear the uninvis. The killer is not on Sonic or Metal Sonic, who just whipped the cooldown and can get punished. He is instead on me. Strange choice when I have Knuckles right next to me to defend me. And I'm at full health. So Knuckles runs. I do this stun. I could have done a jump stun, but I got really, really nervous. So I wanted to use that stun just to make a little bit of distance. My goal is to make him drop into that hole here. So I double back on that hole because I want him to jump in it. He misses the hole. Smart play by the executioner. He's coming after me. But do you notice where I'm running to? Metal Sonic comes. I don't know why he's here. He just wasted his stun. He could be doing this for the love of the game. He could be trying to protect me. Whatever it is, I love you so much only for trying. That's just great. Like you understand how to play this character. You are here, but I don't want you to die because you're very valuable. So you shouldn't be here, but I'm very grateful. I love you, Metal. I love you so much. So I'm running to Knuckles because again, Knuckles has a stun, and this is the perfect time for me to set something up because the killer cannot dodge this. So I'm running with Knuckles. Knuckles starts to charge. Thank goodness. That means I know Knuckles is going to try to punch the killer. So because I know Knuckles is going to try to punch the killer, I'm going to have to make the killer make a decision. I'm going to have to make a double juke. The killer is going to go for me. I'm not going to run straight and gain more distance. I'm going to do a juke because I want the killer to tunnel me. I want the killer to focus on me. He completely avoids looking at the Knuckles. So that way he's not aware how much, like if he's overcommitted. Like that way he's aware that if I'm right here, like if I jump back at him right here, he's going to be like, oh, he's coming right into me, but not pay attention to the fact that Knuckles has that reach. So I'm going to play a Knuckles safe zone, essentially. And just like that, I jumped. And like I said, when I jumped, he also jumped because he saw me, but he also saw Knuckles charging punch. He wanted to dodge it. As y'all know, that hitbox is huge. So, great. I love you, Knuckles. So then I'm going this way. And then this happens. So he has me to chase, who has a hammer throw, and Hammer's coming back in 10. Or he has Knuckles to chase, who just wasted his punch cooldown, which is a very valuable cooldown for Knuckles. But Knuckles does have counter. But once he loses counter, there's no way to defend himself. So he has two choices here. Me personally, I would go for Knuckles in this situation, because here's the biggest part about paying attention as an executioner, guys. This is the most important part. As y'all see, I have Tails and Shadow. Tails is the only card where you stun the killer, it is very, very short time. It's a very short stun. At this point in the game, the killer should realize, wow, this Amy is moving really, really fast. That is not normal. And I'm getting stunned lightly. As an executioner, it is your job to pay attention. You need to be like, oh my goodness, she has this. I need to set up for this. It should not be, oh, she's a problem, I need to chase her. It should be, I need to be aware of what she's doing. Because if you're not aware of what she's doing, oh, good luck. Good luck. That's all I can say. Good luck. So the killer decides, y'all heard the flash. Y'all know exactly what that means. So now he's using charge. Who is he going to go for? If you pick Knuckles, if you pick Knuckles, you need to continue watching my videos. Don't even click off. Don't click off if you said Knuckles. The answer is me. Why? Knuckles still has counter. Knuckles can still counter the executioner. I would not risk that. I wouldn't have charged. I would have just walked to Knuckles. Now, if you do use charge to go for Knuckles, if the executioner is a really good executioner, they would use it to hover over Knuckles. So that way, Knuckles to bait out the counter and then do damage to Knuckles. But in that situation, with how close we were and how we're playing right now, we're kind of coordinated. Amy would be the choice. And I'm aware of that. Survivors, you guys need to think about that as well, and y'all need to prepare for it. It would make sense for him to bait out the counter, but it would not make sense for him to charge Knuckles. So, process of elimination, it's me. So he charges me and I make a mistake here. I throw the hammer, he dodges it. Really good play. Y'all saw him go right. Because I saw him go right, I thought he would try to sneak back and intercept me up this hallway. Instead, he cuts. He cuts here. I wasn't expecting it. It was a good cut. I could have played better. I could have the smart decision would have been to stay up here in this corner, but I didn't do that. I get grabbed. It's over for me. And that is until the GOAT comes. Metal Sonic, my GOAT. Oh my God, I love you so much. Anyways, as y'all saw, we're gone. So Metal Sonic has saved us, but giving him a lot of rage. And that's not counting he's eaten 2 Knuckles punching. So we go this way. I hear Metal Sonic's footsteps. I'm assuming the killer in this situation, he should chase Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic has 107 HP. Knuckles did just use his punch. He probably has it back by now. But Metal Sonic has a bunch of HP. And because he has a bunch of HP, at this point in the game, I just explained to you all why the killer should not be going for me right now. Process of elimination, the killer should not be going for me, especially because the Sonic is not helping. The killer should realize by now the Sonic is not helping. So, because Sonic is not helping, there are only 3 people who are actually playing the game. Me, Metal Sonic, and Knuckles. And we're kind of split up. What I would do, since we're getting grouped up so much, is only 4 of us, is I would be trying to farm rage. You don't have enough time left. Executioner, I want to say something. If you are watching this for whatever reason it is, like if you just find this video, I want you to know that you really should have went for Metal Sonic here. Why? Because if you downed Metal Sonic, either A, if he was a desperate Metal Sonic, which you don't know because you haven't chased him that long, he would use charge and accidentally charge himself into you, giving you rage. Or B, if you kill him, you would farm a bunch of rage because his passive gives you rage. I would definitely kill Metal Sonic here. I wouldn't chase anyone else but Metal Sonic because we're aware of that and we're playing as a team and you want us to come out there, then you would need to go for Metal Sonic. You would need to go, yeah, you would go for Metal Sonic because we're going to come and save him. Why would we not save him? Like, executioners, this is what we need to pay attention to, right? So now we're going to get to the most important part. So Metal's near me, but he's not at me. You hear an uninvis. So I'm like, okay, he's about to chase Metal Sonic, right? Trickery? Trickery here? Oh my gosh. What happened? What happened? He didn't stun you. He stunned you and then you went in and you just completely lost him? You used invis instead of, if it were me after that Metal Sonic stun, I would have used trickery. Trickery would have been the first choice, not invis. If you were losing people like that, that should have been a trickery moment because the only character who with a counter is Knuckles. The only character who can completely make you lose sight of everyone is Sonic, but he would be wasting a cooldown anyway to use peel out. Trickery, invis into trickery, you're wasting 2 cooldowns back to back. That's not great. And Metal Sonic should still be around. We didn't go that far from you. But lo and behold, that's just how it is. So this is the most important part. So I dodge and I see Metal Sonic is down there because you saw the other silhouette. We see the target icon is on Metal Sonic. That means Metal Sonic is being chased. We know Metal Sonic is being chased. This is where it gets crazy. Metal Sonic being chased is this is literally what I said. I would be going for Metal Sonic. He's hurting Metal Sonic. But again, remember what I told y'all. Metal Sonic has not had time to heal. He is not getting any time to heal because this is the time for the killer to start putting damage into him, right? To get rage, like I said. So I notice it and I'm going out there because I don't want Metal Sonic to die. 1, he saved me, and 2, he's valuable, especially if rage happens. He gets a hit, he's at 86. So I see him down there and I see him just beating up on Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic is at 65 health. That means he is going down like a normal survivor right now. I'm gonna save him. I'm gonna put on the cape. He needs a hero. He needs someone goated. He needs Boy. He needs a hero. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be a hero. Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Metal Sonic. I failed you. Good luck, man. So I run off because I'm like, dang, I missed a hammer throw. Oh, well. But do you notice something strange? Why does Metal Sonic not have the target icon on him? I missed him. I missed the killer. Metal Sonic should be getting tunneled right now. He should be going down. You saw that little anime frame right there? You see the killer walking? You saw that? Guys, we need to go into something. This is what the video was about. Let's talk about it. I want to break this down to you the best way I can. I could be wrong. That's fine. But look, I come from Dead by Daylight. I'm going to tell you guys what this is. Let's get into targeting versus tunneling. The biggest problem I notice in this community, especially from survivors, like more so, a lot of survivors who do not play killer or do not play ASIM games do not understand what targeting and tunneling is. My goal is I want to explain it to you guys because it seems like no one's explaining it in the community. No one's explaining it correctly. I don't like that because that's what breeds hostility in people not understanding. So today, I'm going to explain what targeting and tunneling is, okay? Targeting is harassing a player all because you do not like a player at all. Whether that is that they embarrass you, whether you just do not like them as a player or something, that is targeting. When you go after one person only because of them as a person, that is targeting. That is if you see your favorite streamer or if you see me in your games and you decide, yeah, I'm gonna kill Boy or I'm gonna do that is targeting. That is actual targeting. That is something that can be punished because you are not actually playing the game. You are harassing me. Like no matter who I pick, what I do, you are intentionally going for me only because it's me. Tunneling is a strategy that is used when some player or a character is a big threat. Most of the time, it is a character. There is a thin line between the two, and it is very hard to tell which one is which. So I'm going to give you guys some examples about that, so that way we understand it for this game that we're watching. So here are some instances where they look the same. When tunneling looks like targeting, it is because you are getting a specific character out of the game. Not because of the player or skill, but because you don't like that character. AKA, if you are going in and you're like, I need to kill Cream, you're avoiding everyone and doing stuff. No, you're tunneling Cream. That is a strategy. That is a strategy. You are trying to get rid of the healer. You are trying to prevent a character who can reset your progress, who can be a super threat in the end game. That is a strategy. That makes sense. If you play that way, that's fine, because it is the team's job to protect the player who is getting treated like that. Because the team, we are all playing this game. We are all very much aware that Cream has a bigger target on her back than anyone else. You guys need to protect your Cream mains. That is what my last video was. You guys needed to protect them. And Cream mains, you guys need to be aware of that. And I'm going to explain that in a second, but y'all need to protect her. From a killer's perspective, it is nothing personal, because we are trying to get rid of the person who can reset our thing. However, to a survivor player, it probably feels like targeting. Why? Because you probably only play that one character or whoever it is that's getting tunneled. AKA, if you were playing Metal Sonic, Metal Sonic is the same thing. Strongest stun in the game, can carry the killer anyway, can self-heal, is a sentry. Metal Sonic is a sentry. He stands around and punishes a killer for going uninvis at bad times. Yeah, of course the killer's gonna want you gone. Of course, you have the most health in the game. You have damage resistance. The killer is gonna want you gone. That is up to your team to protect you, because you are a valuable character. Though, yes, that is why you are getting tunneled. You are not getting targeted. You are getting tunneled because you are a threat. It feels like you're being targeted, because if that is the only character you play, then of course you're gonna feel that way. And the solution to that is to play other characters. If you don't want to be tunneled, you need to play characters who are not to be tunneled. Characters like Eggman. Eggman literally is meant to win chases and bait out the killer. That is why people don't waste their time on him. If you don't want to be chased, play him. Characters like Knuckles. Knuckles, you can chase him, but a good Knuckles, you can stop the killers. Like, you can really cycle the killer's cooldowns and make them have a hard time chasing you. Sonic, your goal is to protect people and save your team. The killer chasing you can waste a lot of time because of what your abilities are and your way to get away. Tails, you're stunning people. You're a backline stunner with no way to protect yourself. You punish the killer because the killer's not looking at you immediately. You can punish the killer for almost anything. He can't invis that. Like, if you have it already charged up, they cannot react with an invis. It is hit scan. It'll hit them instantly. So you are a threat. The killer is gonna go for you. And Amy, why are you getting tunneled? You're getting tunneled because you have the ability to roll good cards, like I just did. I just rolled good cards. So of course it would make sense I would get tunneled. However, you shouldn't get tunneled depending on your cards, because the killer should be aware, oh my gosh, if I can't catch her, I can't go for her. That is tunneling. Tunneling is when there are characters who are threats that you need to get rid of because it'll happen. It can feel like targeting, because if you only play that character, chances are 90% of your games will be that. If you only play Cream, chances are 90% of that game you will die at the beginning of the game, or you will live because your team sacrificed themselves for you. That is what you choose by playing that character. An instance where targeting can look like tunneling is you choose to play Cream. The killer could just not like you and really could be going for you. But as we've already established, Cream is a genuine threat in the game. Your team isn't protecting you, so you go, maybe I'll play Metal Sonic, or maybe I'll play Amy. Two characters who are very, very strong in the end game, right? So because they are very, very strong, the killer obviously is gonna go for you. Now here's the thing. Whoever's playing Cream that's not you, they're still gonna tunnel that Cream, but you're next. You're next immediately. So if you don't know how to actually play that character, then you're gonna be screwed because they're gonna be tunneling you. That is why it is a team-based game. Or the reason why I said it could be targeting even though it's tunneling is because if the killer does not like you while you were playing Cream, you switch to Metal Sonic, but there is another Cream on the map, meaning there is still another cream on the map and they don't go out of their way to down that cream and they specifically go for you, it can feel like targeting because why go for me? But again, you don't know that it's targeting because you are still playing a great character who needs to be tunneled. So the only way you will really know if you are being targeted is by playing against the killer and switching up your roster. Switching up who you play as will tell you what's going on. That'll tell you if you're being tunneled. I'm tired of people getting chased for like 5 seconds and being like, oh man, I'm being focused or all. No, that's not, the killer needs to do his job because the killer is doing his job. You're not playing the game. You're standing still. You're standing still doing nothing. I think it is fine. People should enjoy the game they want to be played. But the best games is when everyone is working together and they're going against the killer. Remember, this is a team game. Your team has the ability to bait out the killer's invis and make sure that they can get a guaranteed stun on them. So, with that being said, targeting versus tunneling. I want you guys to decide if this person was targeting or if this person was tunneling. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys this. I think the person is targeting. Why do I think the person is targeting? Because I have already established that I have one of the best combinations in the game. The only way he can reliably down me and kill me is if he got rage. That is the only reliable way. He can do it if I misplay, but as y'all see, I'm not misplaying like that. So because I'm not misplaying, he needs rage. So I, in this situation, would go for Metal Sonic, who is at 65. Metal Sonic can die right here, and if the Metal Sonic gets nervous, he'll do his stun. Not only will he stun the killer, but he'll blow up. That means he will give him so much rage from those two interactions. And even if he doesn't stun him, if the killer kills him, he'll explode and give him rage. There's no reason for him to not go for Metal Sonic, especially when I miss hammer throw. So I go this way because I want to check. I want to check if he's following me. And you notice Metal Sonic, he doesn't have a target icon. Killer is definitely on me. So I go this way because I'm getting ready to run. And I see Sonic. The one who's not doing anything? Yeah, you can have him. You hear the charge? Yep, you can have him. So how do I know if he's chasing me? If Sonic gets choked or a target icon shows on Sonic, that means he followed me specifically because he has no intel that Sonic is in this room. What do you know? Just like I said. And Sonic starts to peel out. He gets 2 hits on him. And Sonic is gone. Not only is Sonic gone, Metal Sonic is healing over here to the right. If you are watching this, if you know who you are and you are watching this video, Executioner, I'm not saying these things to make fun of you. I'm saying these things because if you want to, I want people to win. I want Executioners to win. I want people to learn how to play this game. I want survivors. I want people to actually learn how to play this game. What you did, this is bad. You put yourself in a worse position. If you really were targeting me, if you really, really wanted me gone, the smart decision would have been to farm rage to make sure you had rage to deal with me, to make sure you were guaranteed to get me. If you really wanted me gone, if you really did not like me for whatever reason, if you were targeting me, you should have done that. That's not good. That's at least we'd both be playing the game. And now instead, I'm here with this video and look at how this looks, man. I'm not even trying, I'm not making fun of you. I want you to get better. So because of that, I'm telling you, that's what you should have done in this situation. That was a horrible play. If you were mad at someone, that's not even a good reason. It would have made way more sense if you got that. So Sonic's gone. Killer's definitely around. Metal Sonic is healing. I'm gonna stand here and wait for him. So I'm waiting for him because I want to know where he's at. He's in vid. I hear the uninvis. If this man is on me, so help me. So help me, bruh. Come on. I don't like it. You don't need to play like this. You could have at least gotten 2 kills. He could have gotten 2 kills if he farmed rage, right? He could already have rage by now. He could have had Metal Sonic dead, and then he could have been on me. And Sonic is down there. I don't know if y'all saw that, but I'll show y'all. Sonic is right here, bruh. Sonic is right here. He never left the spot. Sonic wasted a cooldown. He never left the spot, and you... Oh, man. So I mess up my hammer swing, and I'm running. He's trying to get me. So I do a little juke. I get hit here. This is bad. So I'm at 50 HP. Now that I'm at 50 HP, I'm thinking, I'm like, I need to get ready. I have 150 seconds left. He still doesn't have rage yet. I need to make it out of here. So then I get here. And then when I get here, I run down this hallway. So I know he's chasing me. He wants me gone. No, he doesn't care anymore. This dude is like, yeah, it's time to go. I want you gone. Like he is very much there. So because he is very much there and he wants me gone, I need to set up. So you remember that thing about the hallway I was mentioning earlier? Yes, we're playing the hallway because because he can only walk through here. He just uses invisibility. Now, this is where it's important. He went invisible. You can barely hear it because of the music, but the fact that he stopped chasing me, this is why you need to have your camera looking behind you so you can make sure you see what's going on. I know he's invisible now. So because I know he's invisible, he's trying to meet me over here. I'm going back this way. Why? Because that open space, I already saw Sonic was out there. You heard Metal Sonic out there. That means everyone's out there. There's no way he can get the jump on anyone. So now that I'm out here, I see Knuckles is out there. He can't do he can't uninvis because he'll do the boo animation, probably get stunned, probably will waste time. He uses charge. I'm dying here. Knuckles is staring because he doesn't want to give him rage. Metal Sonic is here because he doesn't want to give him rage. These are the best teammates I have ever had. I gotta go, y'all. We gotta get out of here. He has no rage. The door is open. I don't know if we're gonna make it out, y'all. I really don't. We gotta go. Oh my gosh.
Found you.
Let's go! And just like that, he wasted all of his time. He wasted all of his time. And I want you to see what this Sonic does. The first stun of Sonic's game, and boom. Yeah, y'all don't need to know how that went. Anyways, look who all made it out. And the crazy part is, we could have all made it out. We could have all made it out if that Sonic didn't do that. And you would have, and you, Executioner, if you're watching this, you let everyone get away because of my assumption that you were targeting. And even if you were targeting, if you were tunneling, you still let everyone get away because you didn't go for the right, you did not prioritize the right target. You had 5 minutes to figure some of these things out. I'm not saying if you go against a good team, you'll like win. No, a good team will probably still stomp an Executioner no matter what. However, we were not a good team, as you guys saw. There was not a great amount of teamwork in this game because I was chased most of this game. So because of that, I want you guys to understand that's how it is. So if you were tunneling, you should have been prioritizing that Metal Sonic. You should have done all the things I told you because then you would have at least gotten 2. You probably would have killed all of us. Read this. And just like that, that's how we win the game. Well, that was a mouthful. I talked way more than I usually do. I kind of crashed out a little bit. But remember, this isn't to harass any of the players in this video. It is just because I am passionate and I do love this game and I want people to make better decisions. Now, some of you will agree with me on what happened in this video and some of you won't. That's fine. It's all about perspective and I appreciate each and everyone's opinion. I'm going to do something very special for this video. After this video is done, I'll submit a poll so I can see what you guys thought of the match. Going forward, I will probably be uncensoring names depending on the match. I only censor names to protect the players I'm playing with and up against. However, now that I've established that this is a teaching series, maybe it would be nice if people who were in these matches notice themselves and can learn and grow from any mistakes or amazing plays that they made. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Oink oink, I'm a piggy. Signing out.